Hello guys, welcome back to this the Django tutorial series. Last time I was able to teach you how to install the Django and how to run your first project. In this tutorial, I'll be showing you how to work with database and also how to set up your admin dashboard. So let's get started. I'm going to say the Django admin start project. And then the name of the project is going to be blog project. And then I have the blog project created already. Then the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to load my blog project in my Visual Studio Code. So I'm going to say code dot. So before I will run code dot, I have to first navigate into my blog project. So I'm going to say blog cd blog project, and then in my blog project, then I'm going to say code dot. And then here I am in my blog project, and as you can see, I have my blog project and my manage.py, which I told you in our last class that we're going to use it to like run all our apps and most of the tasks that we are going to do on the Django. And then this is my blog project and the content that comes with it. So with this now, I'm going to create my blog app. So I activate my terminal, then I say Python manage.py, then start app. Then the name of my app, I think it should be blog. And then once I strike enter, then as you can see, I have a new app called blog here. So the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to install my app in my settings.py file. So I'm going to go down to where all my installations have been stored, and then I'm going to install blog just like this, save it and close it. Just like in my last tutorial, if you notice, I work majorly on views and url.py, but in this tutorial, I'm going to really work on my blog, and the files I'm going to work on majorly is going to be on models.py and then on admin.py. And then the model.py is the file that we are going to use to like make communications. We are going to use it to like communicate with our database, because models.py use ORM, which is object relation mapping, provided by the Django to like communicate with our database. And then the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to define some classes in my model.py, which those classes are just going to be the structure of my table. And then in the classes, I'm going to have some component of my table in it. So I'm going to say something like class. And then my first table, I think it should be post, small letter p, post. And the models is going to inherit from model. And then I think I have to expand my view a little bit. And then I'm going to say something like models model. Then one of the field I'm going to have in my table is title. So I'm going to have it here, which is going to be equal to models dot char field, which is character field. And then I'm going to set the maximum length for it. So I'm going to say max length equal to, I think it should be up to 200 in case of long titles. So, and then the next thing I'm going to have is like body. And then my body, I'm going to say models dot. It's going to be, I need a field that is going to be more bigger than the character field. So I'm going to use test field. So in this case, I don't have to specify the length of my character, but just leave it like this. And then the next one is auto. I think I have to like have a field where I'm going to have auto. The essence of this tutorial is just to show you how things work with database and the admin. So I'm not going to like do everything now. Maybe later I'm going to do everything, but since I'm still teaching you or showing you how to do this, I think I have to like keep it beginner friendly. So I'm just going to add 3 fields to my table. I'm going to say model slot, and then I'm going to set the maximum length to auto name should not be more than 64 characters. So I think with this I've set up my table. So here is my table post and here is the field in my table. But for now, my table do not have any attribute, no data in my table. So to add data into my table, I'm going to do that to the shell, which I'm going to use to communicate with my database. So I'm going to, but before that, I have to do one thing else. I have to migrate this data to my database. So if you look at my folder now, there's no database. For now, I'm not using any database in my project. So migrating this class here, migrating my project here will help me to like create a database where all my data are going to be stored. So I'm going to say something like Python manage.py, make migration, which is the beginning of the migration. So it will show me everything I have to migrate, but it won't really migrate everything for now. So it's telling me that I created a model post. That's the only thing I did. And if you observe here, we have a database now, SQLite. I'm going to use SQLite for this project because the project is not going to be that heavy. But should in case you are going for a project that is very heavy, I would advise you use heavier database like MySQL and Postgres. So the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to migrate now. So I'm going to go to Python manage.py, and then I'm going to migrate. And what this migrate does for me is just like I've finally created the structure. Now I want to save it. Just like in GitHub, that when we after our commit, we have to like push everything to our GitHub. So that's just like the nature of what it takes. So once I migrate now, then the full structure will be created, and now I can populate my field with attributes. So I'm going to clear my screen. Before I do that, Python manage.py, sure, and then from blog.models import post. And what this is going to do is it's going to go into my blog and then go to models, and then it's going to import this post for me. So I'm going to strike enter now, and we see we already have our post, and we know that a post is that's a table that has data. So if I want to check for all the data in my table, I'm going to say something like post dot objects dot or. And then as you can see, I have an empty list returned, so there is no data in my post for now. But if I want to like add data into my post, this is what I'm going to do. I'm going to say something like let p be equal to post, and then I'm going to open brackets and the title of my post. I'm going to define it here. And I'm going to say the title should be something like let's say Turkey, and then you can use anything as a title. I'm running out of content now, so I'm going to say that the body is going to be equal to, let's say, Turkey is a word used to describe tech guys, something like that. Then I'm going to, don't forget the comma. Then the next thing I'm going to do is the author. So author, I'm going to say Emmanuel, and then I believe that's all. I have to close the bracket. So here now, this P is equals to our post, and then the title is equals to Techie, the body is this what we have here, and then the author is equals to Emmanuel, which is the creator of the thing. And I think I have to strike enter now, and then I have to save the data I just created now. So I'm going to say p.save, and then this will save the P for me. So if I say post.objects.or, then one more thing is left. You can see that the post, the way it returns the post for me is in form of a way that we don't really understand. So if you want to like format the string in such a way that you understand, let me show you how you can do that. But before that, I'm going to exit from this page, and then I'm going to go back to my model, and then in my model I'm going to define a function def, which is a string function, and then it's going to have a parameter self, and in it I'm going to add a returning format string, and then I'm going to say title self.title, and I believe you know why we are using self.title, because of the parameter self. And then body and full stop, then by the author. So this is the format I want to return my string. And that's all. So I'm going to save this now. And I'm going to go back to my Python manager PyShell, and then I'm going to say from blog.models import post, and then I'm going to say something like post dot objects dot all, get all the objects in post. Oh, something is wrong. I said, oh sorry, I did a mistake here. I should add the self attribute to all these two. Self dot, and then self dot save this, exit. Sure. And then from blog.model import post, and then I'll say post dot objects dot all, and then you can see now we have one return. We have it returned in a form that we can understand now. Techie, it returned a list for us to, or in a list we have one object, Techie, and all the content that we have just right now, and then by manual the author. So another thing I want to show you is the properties that we can apply in this environment. So I can say something like, let me expand this a little bit. So I can say something like post equal to post, I think this has to be plural, post dot objects dot all, and then I can say post dot first, which is to get the first element in the list for me. So once I strike enter, you see now that it returns the first one, which is no longer in the list anymore for me. So I can just say p is equal to our post dot first, and then I can say something like, I can access any of the attributes of it now. So I can say something like p dot id, and then it will tell me that the id is 1. This id we did not add it here, but the Django automatically added the id for us there. So I can also say p dot author and then it will get the author for me. I can also say p dot body, and then it will get the body for me. So I can access any of the attribute. And lastly, I can say something like p dot delete, and this would delete the elements for me. So I deleted it because there are other ways that I can do this as well. So this is just one way of me populating my table with data. There's another way I can do this using my admin dashboard. So to do that, I have to exit from this place. Let me show you the second way we can populate data in our database. And then I'm going to clear the screen now. So I'm going to set up an admin profile that I will use to like log in into my admin. And to do that, I'm going to say something like Python, then manage .py, then create super user, and then they will prompt me to like enter a name I want to use as my user. I can say Emmanuel, and then they ask me for email address. I can say Emmanuel at gmail.com, and then the password I can just say I won't tell you my password. So they said super user created successfully. So now I can go and check if I can log in into my admin now. So I'm going to say something like Python manage .py run server, and then hold control, click the link, and I will go to my web browser now, and then after the port, I'll just type /admin, and then once I go to this address, then the admin the admin page will appear, and then ask me for my admin name, which I will just say Emmanuel. Then ask me for my password. I will just type my password, and once my password is correct, or once it matches with the password Django has, then it will give me access into the admin. And as you can see, I'm already in the admin. But right now, I have no recent work, and as well my blog has not been added. So if I want to like add my blog to my admin, so I could post for my admin, or I could populate my blog for my admin without passing through all the process I did the first time, this is just what I'm going to do. I'll minimize and then Control C, so, and then I'll go back to my file, and then I'll go to admin. Then in my admin, I'm going to say from models, from blog.models, import post. So I'll just say this, and then I'll come here and I'll now say admin.site.register, and then I'll add what I want to register, which is post, which I've already created. And then I believe that's all I have to do. I have only one yet. I'm just testing. I'm just showing you how everything works. I'm going to like add a lot of them, but just like I said earlier. So I'm going to go back to my Python manage.run server, Python manage.py run server, and then I run my server. My server is running, so I'm going to go back again to my admin and refresh. And then you can see now in my admin, my blog has been added, and I can add a post. So if I want to like, there's nothing on the post now, 0 post. So if I want to like add a post, I could just go there, and then the title of my post, just like what we did earlier, I can just say Turkey, and then I can just say Turkey is a name used to describe tech guys, something like that. And then I could go and add the author. I can see the author is admin, or I can see the author is Emmanuel, something like that. I think I prefer using admin. And then once I save, and then you can see that this post was what successfully added. So this is how we can set up our database and how we can set up our admin dashboard. I hope you learned a lot from this. In my next video, I'm going to populate my post. I'm going to have things like my category, and I'm going to have things like my comment too as well. So this is just the beginning. So I believe you learned a lot from this. If you know you learned a lot, please make sure you watch my next tutorial. Thank you.